welcome back to the channel. I'm going to carry on working in my WIP in Jasmine Beckett Griffith's colouring book. I am doing the Snow White and Alice page. Again, I started this off camera, but it's been requested that I finish it on camera, so that is what I am doing. I'm going to be working on the hair for this video, and then we'll see how it goes if we do a bit more. So yeah, grab your Prismacolor pencils and we'll get started. So I've used my Colourful Country Lives Colour Tracker PDF, which is available on our website, and I'm going to be using this to help me with my color combos. So for the blonde hair, what we're going to need is Eggshell and Artichoke. Now I have also pulled out a bronze and a 50% French grey. So we're going to see how these go. And then for the black hair, I've pulled out a dark indigo, a pale, I think it's a pale sage, no, not a pale sage, grey-green lights, dark indigo, a blue violet lake, and a burnt umber or dark umber. And we'll see how this goes. I also have my black pencil out, so grab your pencils and we'll get started. Okay, so what I did with the blonde hair is I just put a light base of eggshell, and then I'm slowly building up the areas with my artichoke. I am using Jasmine Beckett Griffith's original painting as a bit of a reference, but it's just there. I'm not going to necessarily follow it to a T. It just helps me with all my shadows and that sort of thing. So if I just bring in my burnt umber here, this bit here is actually black. Well, it's very dark brown, so it's in shadow. So we just want to illustrate that. And the same up along here, because this is her path of her hair. So we do want a little bit of skin in there. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go quite dark, and then I'm going to blend out my shadows. So I'm going to bring in that 50% French grey, and I'm going to start putting in my shadows. So again, we're going to go over that brown. And all this is doing is just going to help us blend it out. Now I've had some people mention that they find Jasmine Beckett Griffith's colouring books a bit intimidating, or they don't know really where to get started. And my encouragement to you is just persevere. They're actually quite easy once you work out how you want to approach them. So for me, I quite like just following Jasmine Beckett Griffith's original artwork. This isn't because I want to pass off her artwork as my own. It's really just because I want to learn from her and try different things. And I found this page wasn't actually a great start for me. So pick a page that is quite simple, a bit more simple, and doesn't have too much going on, and work from there. And with hair, I like to go more layered than a quick rush through, just because I find it builds up the color of the hair a bit better. Not that I'm an expert by any means. I'm still learning which combos for hair work. But I decided with this particular hair, I'm going to try different combos by looking at Jasmine Beckett Griffith's painting and seeing what colors do I see there and how can I replicate it. So it's just practicing, you know, spotting the different shades. Some people find that a bit easier than others, and that's okay. Like, if you find it tricky to spot the different hues, don't worry too much about it. The main thing is enjoying the coloring process. Right, so then these like little kinky things here, they're just showing you like little curls dangling around. So you want to make those a little bit lighter. And you don't have to go too heavy on the grey pencil. So like this tendril here, this is actually lighter. So we just do a bit around it, a bit darker. And that will help us contrast and show that it's sticking out. So let me know in the comments, when you are colouring, what do you like to listen to? Do you listen to audiobooks, the telly? Do you put music on? I'm currently listening to some music. I've got it in my headphone, which is tucked into my ear. I like in-ear headphones than headphones that go over my ears. And I also quite like that my headphones are Bluetooth. So yeah, and at least this way I find music actually soothes me. So yeah, what do you like to listen to or watch while you're colouring? So here now on this section, I've forgotten about Jasmine Beckett Griffith's colouring her painting, and I'm just kind of like doing my own thing now, and you know, that's also okay. So yeah, if you want to use her artwork to kind of like launch you and then get you started, but then it's easier to just sort of how do I put it, forget about it and just do your own thing. So like here on her painting, this is actually quite bright, so there's a lot of brightness here, so I need to be mindful of that. And then around these mushrooms, there's actually quite a lot of shadows. You know, when I'm not sure, I just reference the artwork, and hope for the best. Yeah, today though, I just really need to color to just soothe myself, to just relax, which is why we color, so we can enjoy this hobby. What I might do is at a later stage, I might see if I've got a paint pen and just use a paint pen. I might have to use like a white paint pen, not really sure. So if you have a paint pen that works for the color of hair you're choosing, you can use that to help you with the highlights. Alright, so now that I've placed my highlights pretty much where I want, well, my shadows, sorry, not my highlights, I can now work a bit more with my bronze. So I'm going to come in with my bronze. I'm going to try and blend out these colors. So I recently discovered my bronze Prismacolor pencil, and I find it's really a great color. Actually, I can do a lot more with it than I anticipated. So like for this sort of hair, it's not brown, but it does work for shadows, and I find it layers over the grey really nicely. And the other thing you want to do with your hair is, you don't have to, you can just do a gradient, but you, even with a gradient, try and keep a sharpish pencil, and you can get those hair streaks going. But Jasmine Beckett's, her girls, they don't have to be colored with realistic hair. I mean, you can, there's nothing stopping you. I'm just saying, don't feel pressure to color it in a realistic way. You can just do a gradient, which is actually what she's done. She's done a few strokes to kind of show that hair texture. But even if you're coloring hair realistically, you don't go in and color every single strand of hair, because it's more about giving the illusion and tricking the eye into seeing individual hair strands than it is really coloring hair strands. So I can easily find myself coloring hair for a good hour or two. So bear with me. So we do want a lot of these strands down here to be quite bright. Okay, so now we're gonna work our way down, and we're gonna just bring in that artichoke. and just and I love artichoke because I find it just brightens the yellow, well, it brightens things up. And you want to flick it if you're doing this sort of technique, because it just helps blend everything into each other. And also try and go in the direction of their hair. So I've gone a bit too much that way here instead of that way. So as you can see, it gives it like a golden hair kind of tinge. And then here we bring eggshell in again. But I'm not going to go into all my highlights because I actually want to lighten the highlights up a bit more. But here at the back I can't do that. What's nice with Prismacolor is if you make a mistake you can kind of smush it away, whereas if you use polys it will be a bit more definite. And what's nice with the color tracker from my Colorful Country Life is that I can keep track of my color combos, and whenever I fancy like a blonde hair, if I find a color combo that works, I can use that. So I can just, flick through my file and find those color combos. Let me know in the comments below if you would like me to do a video showcasing the different color combos I've found this year. I'd be very happy to make that video for you. So now we're just going to bring in some cream because it's much lighter. and just try and work through these highlights. And then we can bring out a white, just help us brighten this up. And just be careful with your pencils that they don't pick up other colors, otherwise they will create mud and it won't look so good. Okay, and then we can use that brown umber or dark umber and just deepen these shadows up a bit. So here you want to just do a little bit, you don't want to go too heavy. And just try and blend it out. Alright, and here I just want a bit more of this bronze. And then the artichoke. And then I'm using cream here just to blend it out. But you don't really have to, because you're just wanting to deepen the shadowed areas. And deepening the shadow areas just helps contrast those highlighted areas. Okay, so that's more or less how I'm going to do her hair. And then we'll see as we build up how we can deepen those highlights. Because it's a very like creamy white hair that she's going on in the highlights, and I'm not sure how to recreate that. Right, so that is Alice's hair done for now. I'm going to come back in another video and carry on with this page. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I hope that you are finding these videos helpful, and I will see you in another video. Until then, everyone, take care. Bye for now.